Well, painting a room in your house really is a big decision because it's a color that you have to love because the plan is that it will be there for a while.
It's such a pain to redo it.
Yes,
okay.
it is.
Our next guest says there are go-to colors that are foolproof, and here to show us is interior designer, who also happens to be my mom.
Yes.
Back by popular demand, Susie Ries.
The people
Hi,
have
Mama.
spoken, and here she comes.
Many people do say you should have your mom on the show more, and I said, let's do it. What's happening here? You doing
no,
okay?
you guys are cooked on you.
All right, so let's talk about this. This is one of the most common questions you get asked. I said at the beginning of the show, Tanya, my best friend, just emailed and said I need paint color help. People have a hard time picking, right?
It's so stressful. There's paint crises all over the city, all over the world. We get more
Thank
calls.
goodness you are here to help.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to make it really simple especially for Minnesota, because
Okay.
colors looks different here than they do in Arizona, in Florida, in
nice.
Texas.
Okay.
So what might really look good here, don't just think you can do it worldwide either.
So
So
it-
that's why there's a paint crisis.
Is the problem here that there's so many choices? Because I mean, what's
Oh my
happening
gosh,
here?
Just looking at that is overwhelming.
And this is only one of many, many paint decks. This one right here, I know better than my own children, probably.
Mom.
I study it well. You know, I don't have any crises with you. It's paint.
and this is her job. She better
This is
know
my
it well.
job.
Sometimes I call with a crisis. Okay, now let's talk about green. Is green in or out?
Well, that's what we always get the question: what color is in? What's out? Green is always in. The
Yeah.
trees are green. The grass is green. The question is which hue, which shade of green. So
Okay.
this is really interesting. Look at this one. This first one
Yep.
is the 1960 hot green color.
It matches my necklace.
Oh, yes! That's from pretty much like Flower Power world. It's very fun.
All right.
This one, 1970. What's that remind you of? Avocado green?
yeah, that was big.
kitchens all over.
Oh yeah, that word scares people. You say avocado green, you say mauve. Ooh, that's the only two that really
Okay.
scare
Yeah,
people.
mauve really
And the
gets me.
2000s. This is chic lime and kiwi. Now, with the magic of TV, it may be turning a little, so you want to go look at the paint colors yourselves on all of these. But that's in right now.
Those are
You
hot.
can mix them up, right?
I like
So,
that.
I know, it's very interesting.
Okay, so people want to have good neutrals, and
Yes.
there are good neutrals and there are bad neutrals. So let's
Right.
find some good ones. So this is number one. This is the grays, right?
Right. This is some really beautiful. If you'll look at this photo, this is one of my favorite clients. We have so much fun together, and she loves grays and whites and yellows.
I love that.
And what we did throughout the whole house, this is another one where there's taupes mixed with the grays. So there's so many things you can do. And these three colors right here are from Restoration Hardware.
And you like these?
And, well, I do. I'm going to show you so many different things you can do with these. The colors are stone, graphite, and slate. And you know, why mess with something that's perfection? And it does beautifully with enameled woodwork too. Not all of them do. It's very difficult to work with some of the wood tones too.
Yeah.
So you need to take that into account.
Right.
But you
very
can do so
classy.
much with this. You can do the yellows and grays like the photo. You can do the taupes and the light tans and whites. You can also do this palette, which is very pale pink and taupes and whites.
Yeah.
And just think of marble. If you happen to have some antique marble grapes around, you know, it's super
You
fun.
just tap into,
Yeah,
you know.
and then a fun accent. You can do the deep, wonderful greens and turquoises with this too, and it just works as a backdrop. So just think of your paint as a backdrop to what you're doing.
Okay, so let's move on to the golden palette.
Yes.
Okay, so this is more of a gold, and
Right.
you have,
This
I
is
know.
what I've got going on in my house.
Yeah, this
and
is a living room
probably
example
most
here.
of Minnesota. This example, she loves
okay.
chocolate brown, some eggplants, some coppery colors, very common in Minnesota.
Very rich.
Very rich, very warm. We've got all
That
that,
was the warmth
cold
that I
outside all
wanted
the
in my house.
time. Right, so this was a lot of fun to do.
So what are
And
your picks for paint?
These colors, this is a Benjamin Moore, and these colors, I just almost laugh because they've been around for such a long time. They still work. They still look good with a lot of the woodwork around that people don't want to paint their enamel or woodwork.
Yeah.
These colors are Shaker Beige, Lennox Tan, and Tyler Taupe.
Oh, I have these.
Yep.
This is my house.
I know. You know, if any designers are watching, they're laughing, going, Susie. But you know what? They work, and people still love them.
But you know, I don't even have that kind of warm golden color palette. I
Exactly.
worked these in with a lot more grays
I'm so
and
glad you
orange
brought
and
that
things.
up
Yeah.
because these other colors, all the first palette I just showed you, I could move all those fabrics over and
it
they
would
work.
And
Because
that's
honestly,
nice.
I would have thought that your house was painted in
Yeah.
these great
And it's
colors.
not, it's this one.
Oh, I've
So
got
you
sugar
can
beige
see it.
all over the place.
crazy.
My mom and I painted that house like gangbusters when I bought that thing.
We do love
okay,
paint.
and then this is the apricot palette.
Yes, and this is a really fun sunroom. And then the main rooms, we did much more neutral. So the sunroom had a lot of white, it had a lot of windows. And so the colors here are Benjamin Moore again.
Yep.
This is Hot Springs Stone,
That's
the
this
first
guy,
one.
yep.
Next one is Clay Beige.
Yep.
And then Adobe Orange, which I consider more of an apricot.
Okay.
So don't, just go right to the oranges. And then the unexpected color is this Normandy color, which is the blue. And you'll notice that's very grayed down. It's not a real vibrant blue like all the rest because that's what keeps sophistication in there. If you just look for the unexpected color and pull that out just a little bit, you've got a really sophisticated, pretty look.
Great job, Mom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So-
Okay,
This is fun.
So Susie's paint advice and a link to her website is on ours. Go to twincitieslive.com and click on fun, and we have more TCL coming up. Good job.